Hi, folks. Joy the Hustler here. I have some great jobs from Forbes I want to share with you today, as well as a couple of bonus companies. I'm throwing those in there for you guys. So, before we get into the exciting news of these jobs, I just wanted you to just consider this nugget for today, for the week. And that has to do with the total package. How important is healthcare when you decide to accept an offer? I want you to consider that when you decide on what companies to pursue and whether to accept an offer or not. One offer could be 5 grand more than the other, and you might just think, oh, let me just jump to the 5 grand one. But there are a couple of things you need to consider, and one of the things is healthcare benefits. Now, if you're in your 20s, no pre-existing conditions, no dependents, it might not be so important to you, like the total package and the cost of healthcare that the company may be offering. But if you're in your 30s or you're retired, you have dependents, or you have any pre-existing conditions that your healthcare is so important, you're going to need it. You definitely want to go for those companies that are covering a significant portion of the premiums. Okay. On average, large companies tend to cover more of the premiums. I'm not saying, that happens, that small companies don't. There are some quirky small companies, some startups out there that will actually offer to cover 100%. And one of them I'm going to share with you today. But on the average, in general, the bigger companies are able to shell out more money just because they've got larger employee base, and from a group plan perspective, they're able to cover the cost because it's a wash in terms of how much premiums they have to put out. So one thing to consider, if you're doing a self-only plan where it's just you, the company needs to consider cover, they typically will cover 83%, and then you're responsible for the 17%. And if it's a family plan, companies will typically cover 73%, and you'd be responsible for 27%. So what does this all shell out to be? You're really looking at $1,300 on the average for a self-only plan a year, and somewhere around 6 grand on the average from a family plan in a year. So those are just numbers I'm throwing out there for you to think about and consider when you're trying to go after a particular company or deciding, whether you should take one offer over the other. Healthcare benefits is important. Your health is wealth, and trust me, for me, it's definitely really important. Okay. All right. So that's my nugget for the week. Let's get right into these exciting jobs. So this company right here called Restaurant 365. This is that company I was telling you about. They are actually covering 100% healthcare costs, healthcare premiums. So great company to work for. It's a startup. You can see right here, they just announced 135 million funding round, co-led by KKR and L Catterton. So, there are a lot of startups out there, and they are trusted by 40,000 restaurants. Their back office software brings together your accounting, the store operations, and workforce to create incredible moments that drive profit and growth. Okay, so that's what they're doing. They're really the back office that supports restaurants in order to actually help them to focus on what's important and to help them to really grow. They have a position right now for a technical writer. So I don't know if I mentioned in this video, it's all about, for writers, SEO, marketing type positions. So this first one is a technical writer for Restaurant 365. They're looking for this person to produce training documentation. So don't get scared by the word technical. If you've done any kind of writing, if you've sat in meetings and taken minutes, notes, and you can write grammatically correct sentences that make sense, you can do this. So they're looking for someone to help them, both for their customer faces and internal teams, to write scripts for their software, their R365 Academy training videos, and other materials. So you'll be writing like training guides, any notifications within the software application. You would actually write like phrases, pop-ups, in-app notifications. That's what they call them. So this involves, they got a backlog of requests. You will need to sit down with subject matter experts to understand how the system should work, right? They are paying $75,000 to $88,000 a year. This is great. This is awesome. I would definitely jump on this particular job. Again, it's for a startup. A lot of these startups, they tend not to ask for a degree. They're kind of more like forward thinking. They realize that skills is what's really needed. If you have the skill set that they're looking for, they are willing to hire folks that don't even have degrees, but have the skill set. Okay. So you have the skill set that they've mentioned here. You've done documentation before. Definitely hop on this one. Okay. All right. So that's for Restaurant 365. Now let's jump into these four opportunities. The very first one for Forbes, they're looking for a search engine optimization optimizer, right? So SEO optimizer. And anyone knows Forbes, you know that they are trusted in terms of when they talk about who the billionaires are, they're trusted in terms of the content that they put forth. So obviously they want to make more money and they want to get into, the social media game, making sure that they're staying relevant. And so they need someone who is going to work with the editorial team to provide daily trending keywords and stories for creation. Someone who's going to really dig into the data and figure out, what types of topics should they be addressing online, identify and implement internal link optimization, look at the competitors' analysis, identify gaps with their content coverage, making sure that they're keeping up, responsible for optimizing Forbes news, provide real-time assistance to writers and editors on SEO best practices. Again, if you know anything about keywords, if you run a channel, like even a YouTube channel, or you've run a page on Facebook, you know what we're talking about here when we talk about search engine optimization. That is what they're looking for here. They're looking for this person to have 1 to 2 years experience in a similar SEO related role with a focus on content. Publisher experience is a plus, so that's basically preferred. Experience conducting keyword search and trends analysis with Google Trends, as well as other tools to monitor real-time trends in news. So you can read through the whole thing here, but again, if you've got SEO experience, you've done, search engine optimization, keywords, looked at trends, figure out ways to improve and market to, improve your marketing and sales, this job is for you. They are willing to pay $60,000 a year for this SEO optimizer position. Definitely hop on this one. Okay. And Forbes is a great company to work with, which is why I pulled this one out and said, hey, folks, you better jump on this one and apply. The second one is the senior content strategy analyst. And that previous job, the SEO optimizer, will report to this job, to this position, the senior content strategy analyst. And they're both remote. They give you the option to commute if you want to Jersey City Forbes office if desired, but it's 100% remote. Okay, you will provide proactive recommendation to the editorial team to help them drive more revenue. That's what they're after. They need someone to help them with strategy. And obviously the work that other position will be doing will help feed into the strategy of this position. Okay, you'll lead data and insights reporting to tentpole events like Amazon Prime Day and Black Friday, including providing real-time data and conducting postmortems. Okay. The ideal candidate will have strong analytical skills and love for data, because you get very cozy with the data, understand the data, experience turning data into content insights and recommendations required, passionate about sharing information and an ability to explain technical details to non-technical teammates, direct experience with affiliates, e-commerce is a bonus, and advanced knowledge of Excel, Google Sheets, etc., and some of these business intelligence tools that are mentioned there. This job is paying $85,000 to $110,000 a year. And I always say, always negotiate for the top of the pay range. This is a great company to work with. This is a great position. This is one of those I'll always tell people, whenever you see like positions that have like a little strange title or something that you think most people may not even go for, it's not advertised like in a your common places to look, those are always good positions to go for. Positions that scare people when they first read the title, read through the description. If you've got that skill set, don't be afraid to go after these positions and apply, because you will get it. Because a lot of people are running away from them. They don't even understand, what is this? They don't even take the time to even read the job description. They just quickly run because it sounds like it might be something too hard or something they may not be qualified for. You are qualified. Believe in yourself. Okay, so go for this one. This is another great position to go for at Forbes. Okay, the next position I have, the next company I want to share with you is this company called Red Hat. And Red Hat is the open source company. They have offices all over the world. I mean, this company is another great company to work for. And again, this company is looking for a technical writer, very similar to the Restaurant 365 job. But this one is for their company, Red Hat. And what do they want this technical writer to do? They want this technical writer to work closely with content strategists, their engineering teams, their support teams, their stakeholders to create and maintain accurate, high quality documentation for product releases. So obviously they're open source technology company. They're constantly putting out software, and they want someone who's going to help them to document how these things work. And you don't have to pull this out of your head. You're going to sit down with these various teams they mentioned. You're going to sit down with them, understand what it is that they've done, that they've developed or designed, and your job is to document accurately what they're saying, okay, in a format that is easily digestible by the average person. Okay, effectively manage documentation, deliver customer-focused, goal-oriented documentation. Again, customer-focused, making sure that's easy to understand. Keep up to date on changes to their offerings. They'll constantly be putting out new, improved updates to the software. They will continue to roll those things out. You just need to keep up with that so you can continue to update your documentation. What is it that you need to qualify for this? You need 2 years of technical writing experience within a software company. Okay. Now, you may not have worked in a software company like Microsoft or Oracle or any of those big name companies. You may have worked in a smaller one that no one knows their name. Put it on your resume and make sure you highlight that it is a software company. Or you may have worked in an organization that is not a software company, but within their information technology team. And all you would need to do is just highlight that, hey, although it may not be a software company, you worked on an information technology team documenting, software releases, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. And that should qualify. Experience with software and documentation development life cycles. Again, if you've worked in an information technology team, you've done this before, helping them to just, develop their training guides, their standard operating procedures, their business process improvements, that type of stuff. If you've done all that before, definitely throw this on your resume and make sure that you include these requirements right here in your resume. So this is another great one. Now, Red Hat, I don't believe had told us how much they're paying, but it may shoot upwards of 80 grand. When I, interview with this particular company, you can even ask for 6 figures. You can ask for something like 105 and see what they say. Okay, per year. There are definitely technical writers that are making that in a year, and because they have not told us how much they're willing to pay, they definitely have money and they're hiring quite a number of roles. I would definitely go for 6 figures actually, and negotiate from there and see what, just push them and see what they're willing to pay. All right, that's what I have for you guys this week. I wish you the best in applying to these various positions, the technical writing positions, the SEO, content strategy, marketing. Put in the comment section what type of jobs you're looking for, and I will definitely get to work and bring you those types of things that will help you land a great job. All right, take care, and don't forget, subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to this channel, subscribe to my website. And if you need coaching, if you need any help with your resume, definitely reach out through my website and I'll be happy to help you land those jobs. Many people have been landing jobs with the coaching that I deliver. So I wish you the best. Take care. Bye-bye.